Going back to our top story, we are now joined by ATM spokesperson Zama Ntshona to unpack a leaked public protector's interim report that clears President Cyril Ramaphosa of wrongdoing in the Phala Phala Farm robbery saga. Very good evening to you, Zama. Thank you so much for your time. What is your immediate reaction as the ATM?
Thank you so much. Good evening to you and the viewers as well. As the African Transformation Movement, we are saddened first by the fact that we have this interim report which we are prohibited to discussing at length the nitty-gritties of the report because of Section 7, Subsection 2 of the Public Protector Act of 1994. But as that is the case, in fact, let me go a little bit further there. We are worried in that there is a narrative that is being purported there, and we, the complainants, we are not enabled by the Act to be able to interrogate fully some of the facts that we find in the 191 document. So because of that, we feel that this process already is a process that is not going as according to what it should because of the limitations that come with the Section 7, Subsection 2 of the Public Protector Act.
We have also had other political parties weighing in, the EFF and the DA. The EFF calling this report nonsensical, the DA saying that there are contradictory statements within it. As the complainant, I mean, what are you going to be looking at specifically as you have been given some time to give your feedback according to the acting public protector?
What is going to be pivotal for us, it is to look at the lines where the Section 89 report is in conduct, the common issues that can be discussed between the Section 89 report. You would remember that the Section 89 panel was constituted by people who have truly passed the test of time. You have a senior judge, you have a former chief justice, you have a senior counsel. These are people who are tried and tested and people with no interest in terms of a career path. Now, these individuals who we view in who when we look at them, we see individuals who can actually give us the closest thing to an objective finding, have found that there is prima facie evidence. So it's going to be interesting that on the issue of Section 96, Subsection 2A on other paid work, which the panel found that there was prima facie evidence for the president to answer what will be the issue, what will be the final verdict as far as the public protector is concerned. Also, Section 96, Subsection 2B, it's going to be interesting how the public protector is going to find differently when this high expert panel has actually found that there is prima facie evidence. Another thing that we're going to look closely into is how the public protector has actually interacted with the admissions of the president. You would remember that when the African Transformation Movement handed in our submission also went with the admissions of the president. The president, when he was closing the Limpopo conference, I quote, he said, "I am a farmer, I sell animals. The proceeds from my farm were proceeds from a game sale." And that is what, as the African Transformation Movement, we regard as a confession to Section 96, Subsection 2A on other paid work. Also, in his Twitter handle, the president also made a confession that he did not report to a DPCI office as required by Cracker Act Section 34, Subsection 1. Now, these are some of the things we'll be looking into, but for now, because we are prohibited to weigh heavily on the report, we're going to use the Section 89 report as a reference. But for us, we believe that that high panel of experts actually called it the right way, as we saw it also as the African Transformation Movement.
There are people that the acting public protector did not summon and subpoena in this regard. Do you think that perhaps in broadening this even further, the establishing an ad hoc committee would perhaps be one other option to explore?
As the African Transformation Movement, you would remember that we also wrote to the Speaker of Parliament seeking the establishment of the committee. It was not only the issue of the Section 89 impeachment of the committee, but it was also going to lead to the impeachment process, which would have required a committee in Parliament. So from a principled stance or standpoint, the African Transformation Movement wants to see this particular issue moved forward. Also remember that we took the Speaker to the Western Cape High Court to nullify the decision to vote openly. We're saying that the environment was not conducive for an open vote, because what we want at the end of the day is the establishment of that committee. The matter pending the outcomes of the Western Cape High Court must go back to Parliament so that Parliament can vote for the establishment of the impeachment process and the establishment of a committee that will look into that. If this was a president who was ready to remove the cloud over his head, he would very much so willingly subject himself to actually being subjected to a process that would actually exonerate him, not have a number one statesman, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of this country, who has a cloud, heavy cloud, hovering over his head.
Very well. Thank you so much. Let's perhaps leave it there for now. Thanks for weighing in.